so I think typically you'll just answer me over here, or you can talk amongst each other. But this will just don't ever look at the camera. Okay, so can you start out?
Okay.
We're live.
All right, start out by saying your names and where you're from, and anything else interesting.
Okay, why don't you start?
I looked right at the camera. My name is Shelley, and I'm from Michigan.
My name's Austin Hook. I'm also from Michigan, and we're siblings.
We are.
And this is our story.
So, tell me who's older and how old you are, and your first memory.
I am older. I am 28 years young. She is 4 years my senior. No, that's not right. She's 4 years younger than I am. My first memory.
God, you're shaking the camera with your foot.
Whoops. What's your first memory?
Of you and I?
Just of anything. Of life.
I don't know, I guess teaching myself to swim in our backyard pool at the 3 Mile House.
You taught yourself to swim?
Yeah, with my floaties. I was out there every day. Yeah.
My first memory of you was smooshing Oreos all over your face in the kitchen. She chewed a bunch of Oreos up and then just smeared it all over her face. That was probably one of my first memories of you.
That's actually really cute. I didn't know you even had that as a memory.
Yep.
I'm going to be bawling my eyes out by the end of this. Oh my gosh, Bud. Oh, that's so cute.
Next question.
Wait, so you call him Bud?
Yeah.
Wait, I've heard you call each other different names.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
I feel like Shellball has just been like standard for a long time, like with friends or family.
Mm-hmm.
He calls you
Shellball. But friends and family do too, but Bud I think probably came from Mom.
Yeah.
Bud.
Well, Mom calls me Bugs.
Yeah, maybe, and then it was like a
Bugs Bunny.
transformation of...
And Grandma calls you Rosebud.
If she does. No, I love it though. Yeah, we have a lot of nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
We did for all of our pets too, so I feel like that's pretty...
Shelley sells seashells by the
By the
seashore.
seashore.
That's a longer one.
That's a name.
Mm-hmm. That's when she's in trouble.
Let's see. So now you're both living. What brought you both to Chicago? Because you're both living in Chicago now.
Yes.
Yes.
What brought you here?
I would say my brother was a very, very big driving force of why I came here. I think that if I didn't know anyone, maybe I would have, but not as confidently. So because he was here, I felt like secure enough to make the move, but I also knew that I wanted to like expand my horizons and venture out elsewhere. I mean, Michigan's great, but like you have to move, you have to travel, you have to explore. And now I'm breaking into my career, so it was the best move of my life.
I moved here for work. No, after I graduated from Valpo, I got a job in consulting, and then I moved to Chicago in 2011, where I worked at a company for 3.5 years, and then I switched companies, worked there for another 2.5 years, and here we are today.
And what do you do again, Shelley?
I work at a real estate brokerage firm downtown.
Okay.
Yes.
So switching gears then, less professionally. So what's a really funny story or embarrassing moment that you remember about each other growing up?
Embarrassing? Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Well, one embarrassing moment of
I feel
myself.
like you would remember more than me if you're older.
Yeah, my mom used to make all of our Halloween costumes by hand, and looking back to embarrassing moments are 2 costumes I think I had for 2nd and 3rd grade. One year I was a trash can. Essentially what my mom did is took a trash bag, cut holes in the arms and the head, and then took garbage and hot glue gunned it on. And Then my hat that I wore was a milk carton that had the top cut off with a ribbon around it and had bottle caps all over it. So that was one year.
One year I
that
would.
picture.
Oh, I have a picture on Facebook. The other year, I think she leveraged the idea of a suit, and I was a bagel boy. And so she took a trash can type of thing or like a poncho and just glued bagels all over it. And then I had a, you know those cardboard boxes that the coffee comes in when you get like Panera to go or something? So it was one of those cut open with bagel chips taped all over it. So that was probably my, looking back, most embarrassing moment of myself.
I'm actually really glad you said that because I have a strong follow-up. My mom did. She made our costume. She was really creative. One year I was a hot dog. And I had like a yellow mustard swirl like down my stomach. And another year I was an orange crayon. And the hat was literally like the top of a crayon. I mean, she did a really good job. Like, looking back, like, Mom was really creative.
Yeah, I never knew if it was to save money or if it was just like a creative
I
outlet.
think it was a way for her to be like, I can make this so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think kids in our school were like cool about it though. Like, I remember we would do like trick or treat through the hallways when I was the crayon. And we were like, oh, where's the rest of your box?
Well, when I was a trash can, I had like a little empty soup can here, and it had candy corn in it, so I could pass it out to people.
That is so good.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Would your mom go through your Halloween candy to look for?
I don't remember.
No, I don't think she cared.
Yeah.
We would get a lot though because a lot of the houses near us had, like, they were well-to-do people, and they would give out king-size candy bars. So you'd have to walk
or
a
like
lot longer.
$100 bills.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
You'd have to walk a lot further, but you'd get bigger candy,
Okay.
which was good.
Yeah.
Can you actually, just in case, could you explain Halloween, like what it is in your own words? Because it's a very American custom.
That's a really good question.
How would you answer it?
So, like, Halloween is actually, like, a very, very dated holiday that I don't think was really ever a holiday. Like, much how Santa Claus was transformed into something else, Halloween was too. It was actually, like, Hallows Eve. It was kind of a celebration of, like, souls being present, but obviously not that way today. It's much different. So I would describe it as a holiday, the end of October and the 31st every year, where kids dress up in characters or costumes and go door to door and literally beg for candy. And it wins every time. They always get candy in their bag.
Yeah, I would say it's like a good opportunity. As a kid, you're more into like getting the costume. Your parents either buy it or make it. You go out with your friends and your parents, and then you get to that age you're like old enough, maybe like 13, and you kind of roam the neighborhood by yourself. And people who have their lights on at their house, that's like a welcoming sign to come up to the house, ring the doorbell, say trick or treat.
Right, like you have to say trick or treat.
I
Some
have to say
people will be
trick or treat.
like, what do you say? I was a kid. Dad took me trick or treating one year, and I was really little. I went up to this woman's house, and she was like, what do you say? And I said, please.
And then some people, so the lazy approach to giving candy out at Halloween is people who leave a bowl in front of their house that says, please take one.
But they really take like 20.
Yeah, you just put your hand, you take a handful and put it in your bag. But it is fun, but eventually, like, I stopped trick-or-treating, like the physical action of walking to people's houses probably by high school or earlier.
Earlier, yeah. You know.
And then in college, you just go to Halloween parties. You dress up, have costumes.
Still a good excuse to like be wild and dressed up for a night, and like no one can judge. I think that's the best part about being an adult is like no one's supposed to judge you no matter what you're wearing, so you can be like anything.
That's awesome. So high school's like the low part in Halloween because you're not in college parties and you're
Yeah,
door
it
to
is
door.
kind of like a weird void. Yeah, no, you're right. It is.
Yeah. Okay, so last question. Did you guys ever fight when you were young?
Yes, you were horrible.
So I was a very, I just looked out for you a lot, I think. No, my sister and I are very different in the fact that I think I'm more type A, you're more type B. You're more outgoing, the creative, and I'm more like straight-laced, go to work, do schoolwork, not anything crazy. So our personalities were very conflicting growing up, so we would bicker a lot. Like, I would get on you to nitpick and do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll remember one time in my dad's car, something transpired and you had thrown that can of soup at me in Dad's car. But then you'll always talk about the story when I was pushing you on the swing and you got the bloody nose.
Yeah, yeah. No, but my brother, like, I think we fought a lot growing up, but I definitely noticed a huge shift, I think, when I was 19. Because he's 4 years older than me, and, like, boys obviously mature slower, so you were probably, like, 17 when I was 19.
That sounds right.
And realized that we actually clicked a lot, and he's my best friend. He's my greatest, like, protector.
Yeah, I would say over time, we definitely got a lot closer. I think when I went away to school, and I had more things to occupy myself than to bug my sister, we got closer. And then when I moved to Chicago, I think even since you've moved here, we've gotten closer too.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially now that, like, I don't know, we're kind of wanting to expand our horizons together and different jobs, so.
But yeah, I would pick on her a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of normal.
Yeah, it was good. I wouldn't change it, I guess.
Good.
You know, because now we're best friends.
Oh my gosh. Don't put that in there.
How much time do we have in here? Perfect. Okay, so to finish these interviews, typically we like to teach a word of Portuguese to you guys, try to say. So you're going to say, let's see, we'll have you say brother, and you'll say sister. So brother is irmão, with a nasal.
It's going to be my next back tattoo. Irmão.
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 Nasal, like,
Irmão.
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 Perfect. And then yours is irmã.
Irmã.
You're really nice, Steve.
Thanks.
You're laughing. Oh my God.
Say it again.
Irmã.
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 Hit your nose in it.
Yeah, the second one's like nasal.
Irmã.
There you go.
There you go.
Basically perfect.
Irmão.
Alright, let's hear it one more time from both of you.
Irmão.
Irmã.
Alright, thanks guys.
Thanks, Gavin. Signing out, Austin and Shelley.